So today we will cover real-time database. In our previous lectures, we have covered authentication and file storage in Firebase. So today we will cover the another component, which is a real-time database. Real-time database means that in a millisecond, data goes up and synchronize automatically from the device to the database and from the database to the device. So that the uploading and downloading, if the internet is okay, actually the uploading and downloading is very fast. So this is why it is called real-time database. Okay, so if you are using existing database like we have used from our last class is this one, Firebase DB. So what you will do, the application that we are going to design, uh, the project that we will develop in Android Studio, we will add the app here by clicking this add app button. For example, you see, let me open FireDB for you here. So if you let me show you here. So you see, I have these few databases. So any one of these, if you want to use it, you just click that one, and you see this is the add app button. So here we can add. So let me show you. Let's go step by step. Let me create a project, Android Studio. So create a new project. Let's give a name, uh, Firebase real time. Let's suppose. Okay. So you see, this one will be actually the package name. We need this one. If you want to copy from here, you can copy. Or when you click the finish button and when the Gradle finish, uh, then you see the same package name is here also. So you can copy from anywhere. And after that, okay, let me change the setting to light. Now, hopefully you can see, right? Hmm. Okay, so this is the package name. Using this package name, we will add this one to the database. It means, you see, what does it show? If you look at this, you see two apps are already connected to this database. So meaning to say this database can be actually used by many apps. Okay, but the database owner will have to add this because I am logging here. So you see here you can add as many apps as you want. And even if you want to remove the apps, you can click, you see this one, and here you can configure, even if you want to remove, you can remove some apps. So let's click this one, add an app. Then you see here many different type of software can access these databases. For example, iOS, like iPhone and iPad, Android, and this one is the web application, this one is Unity and the Flutter, and so on. So which platform you want to connect to this database? So we are using Android, so we will click this one. And after that, you copy, you see clearly written Android package name. So the package name you will paste here. This one is optional. If you want to give a name, then the name will be displayed there. If you don't give the name, then the package name will be displayed there. So it's up to you. If you want to make it easier, then you can give a name, like for example, Firebase real-time DB, Firebase, or maybe you can give any name. For example, a student, let's suppose student project. Let's suppose this app is related about student detail or student project or business, whatever, you can give a name. Okay, so then click register app. You see, once you click that one, the app is already registered, but here we got a one file. We need to download this file from here. This is a JSON file, and actually it needs the config. It has all the configuration uh, details. So let's copy that file. You see, it is here. Yeah. So I will rename it because I have already downloaded and tried. Oh, so not like this. I will delete this one first. Then I can rename because previously one was already available. Okay, so now copy this file and come to Android Studio. In Android Studio, open the project, and here change the display style from Android to project style. And after that, open the hierarchy, and then select this app folder and right click on this and paste on this. So when you paste on this, did I copy? Copy. Yeah, now click OK. So you see the JSON file, it contain all the configurations. Okay, so close this one, change this one back to Android style. That one is easy. This is why we want to change back. Close this. Now come back to Firebase and then click next. Once you click next, here is again some details, some files that we need to copy. First of all, you see it has clearly written that this one, this coding we need to copy to the project level builder.grade. Okay, so this coding only, the build script until this point, not all, only until this point, copy and go to Android project. Sorry. Here again, you see we have the Gradle files, but as mentioned here by Google, that this will be the project level uh, uh, build. Project level Gradle file. So you see the first one is the project level, the second one is module level. So open the project level module file. But here you see maybe your view is different if you have not upgraded your Android Studio. So the new Android Studio option is like this. Okay, so in this case, paste we will paste the coding that we copied from Google page here, and here just delete this extra stuff. Okay, so this one, and remember that whenever you modify any Gradle file, then you need to sync it. So sync this one. Hopefully should not be any problem. So if any problem here, you will get error messages, but in this case, luckily no problem. So you can close this again and then go back to Firebase, uh, Firebase, and here in this level, you see you can select which language you are using. So we are using Kotlin. So select Kotlin, and then from here we need to copy only this line. So copy this one, and you see here if you look at the details. So this one is the app level Gradle. It is not a project level Gradle, meaning to say the second one. So let's go back again to Android Studio and open the this one. Okay, and here you see this one in these plugins, but here is one uh, little bit trick. For example, if you just paste it, then it is like this. But here we no need to paste this part. So this part we will delete and we'll just type ID. Okay, and after that again sync. Hopefully should not be a problem. Yes, done. So we can go back again to Android Firebase page and then click next. So once click next, then here we can continue to the console. So here you see a new app is added to our project. Okay. In your case, if let's suppose you haven't created for the new real-time database, okay, then you need to create. You see these are the steps that I have already shared in the file with you. uh, this file is already an elip. Okay, so you see on the left hand side from the options, you need to create a real-time database. In my case, I have already created. Therefore, you see if I click here, so I already have a real-time database. Okay, I tested, so there are some data already. Okay, so if in your case, if you don't have this one, so when you click this one, then you will get an option here to create a real-time database and just click next. So at one level it will ask you that it is a locked level or testing level, meaning to say it will be based on an authentication or just in testing level. So at this stage you just select the testing level. Okay, then if you go to the rules, if you select a testing level, the rules will be like this. Otherwise, if you don't select the testing level, then here the rules will be different. Okay, so I hope all of you are with me, and until now no issue. Okay, good. So this project you will create and you will select the testing level. Then at that time, if you go to the data tab, this will be totally empty. There will be no data. Like in my case, I have just tried few for testing purpose before this. Okay. Now let's go back this file. After that is what? Yeah, this one you see I have already explained to you. We will do this one. Now let's come to our Android Studio. So this one also we need to use the binding procedure. If you remember, in a Android Studio, there are two mechanisms. If you want to be very safe, okay, then you should try to use the binding technique. So for the binding technique, you need this coding, build features, and view binding equal to true. This is why we are using this one, because the interface that we designed, all the views, the buttons, all the controls on the user interface, when we use the binding procedure, then uh, there will be we will be very safe. We cannot access any null objects. Okay, so this is the new recommended style. Okay, so let's go ahead and you can copy this coding and go to this Android Studio again, and again at the module level Gradle. After this Android block, below this you can paste this coding. Okay, so or maybe you can just type also build features and curly brackets, and inside this view binding true. And note the point, there is no equal to true, no colon true, just view binding true. And again, we need to sync the Gradle. Okay, good, done. Now we can go to our interface and we can design our interface. Okay, I think before designing the interface, let's check that we are really connected to our database or not. So let's go to our main activity.kt. Okay, and here we need one step more. So go to the tools menu like as usual that we were doing. Go to the tools menu, click Android Firebase. The assistant will open. And here you see we have many options. So scroll up until you get the real-time database. You see this one is the real-time database. Previously we were connecting to a storage and authentication. So this one is a real-time database. Click this one and then get started with real-time database. Now let's try to connect. Click the connect to Firebase. Click build. So it will start connecting. You see the Gradle is running. Actually, this will also add some uh, plugins and module. So you see this one done successfully. We will get a tick mark after this. So now the second step, add the real-time database to the app. So click this one and accept the changes again. You see we got this one again. This one is already connected. If you click once again, you see it will actually open it and it will connect us to this database. So finally connect. Yeah. So if we go here, you see now we got both tick marks. Okay, just for testing purpose that we are really connected to Firebase or not, we can actually check. For example, here before the binding, I'm not doing the binding yet. So I'm just creating one variable. Let's suppose database. Sorry. You can give any name that you want. Okay, so database equal to Firebase database dot get instance dot reference. Okay, and after that we can actually use the same object. Okay, and we can try any data to the database. For example, if I just do like this, database dot set value. Okay, uh, here you can give any value that you want. For example, if I just give mobile computing group 2. Okay, and you see this coding I wrote in this uncreate function. So if I run the app, this will be the object will be created and the object will call this function and this function will add this text to the database. Let's try. Yeah, the program run. So let's see that is it already added or not. You see, it is already added here, mobile computing group. But if you have realized my previous data gone, everything is override. You see, let me try once again. Okay, so let's go back. Let me close this one. Yeah, go back to Android Studio. So if I change something else, for example, here, mm, Unimas, okay, Unimas. So if I run again, you see, we will have, you see, it is changed by Unimas. So the problem is that if I add new value, the previous one is overwritten. So how to do it? So for this purpose, actually we need to add a child. Okay, so the child one, the child means that we should actually add every entry with a key. So this database is working with the key value pair. Okay, so we need to generate a key for each record, and then a key, and after that a value. So how to do that? The best way, I will just show you a test case, and after that we will design a proper interface. Okay, so the key will be like this, that instead of setting value like this, let's do like this. First add a key, and to add a key, we use the function child. Okay, and in this child, okay, we run, for example, in case of a student, your metric number should be the key, which is unique. Okay, so let's suppose, and this key, Firebase uses string value. If you click here, you see we will have a string option. So the string value, let me just put 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and this will be the key, and then after that set value, after that I can set a value. For example, let's suppose uh, a student me, sorry, this will also be in double quote a string value like this. Okay, so if I run now, then this time it will be not, or it will not override. Yeah, you see, now is like this. And again, if I add another value, okay, if I add another value here, let's suppose the key is 100, and the name is any other student. Okay, if I run again, let's see, you see, now it is not overriding. Okay, so the key and the value. Okay, so you see, in this way we should add values in the form of a key and value. But if you have noticed, the value sometimes we don't have only one single value, like name. The value may be multiple values. For example, if the student metric number, and after that the student name, the student faculty, the student program, and so on, a lot of details are possible that we want to store in a database. So how to do that? For that, you see, the function is only set value, meaning to say, like, we are putting one value for one key. But now the technique is that we should combine many values in the one value. So it means we should have like a object style, that within one object we actually combine many values. So how to do that, I will show you after a while. But before that, I want to do the binding setting, and after that we will design a proper interface, and then we will continue. So I will be happy if any one of you have any problem, and let me know. Hello guys, any issue, any problem until now? Should I explain something again? Hello, online group. Online group, you are with me? Hello. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so no problem. Okay, if no problem, then I will continue. So then let's do first of all the binding issue. So here I will create private. let init var. Let init var, I hope that you know that let init means I will initialize this variable later. Okay, and private means that this is a class level variable, but uh, within this class will be only accessible. Okay, so here you can give any name. For example, we are using binding, so binding, and here you see we can connect to the main activity dot binding. So this will be the uh, variable for binding, and here we can create binding equal to uh, activity main binding dot inflate and layout inflator. Okay, and after that we will change this one to binding dot root. Okay, now we have access to all the controls that we define in the user interface. But if you remember, we haven't designed the user interface yet, meaning to say what type of value we actually want that the user should type, and that value should go to the real-time database. Okay, so let's open our design activity.xml. So from here, I will delete this view first. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's delete first. Okay, maybe we will need later on one, but at this moment, let's delete this one. Okay, so I need one plain text that the user should be able to type. Okay, here like this. Yeah, okay, I think select this and then click these two bars and horizontally in parent. Now we can actually change here. Yeah, we can change here. So the ID I will change. It is edit text. So ET, and this one should be, let's suppose, the metric number. I will type metric number. Okay. Rep content I will change to field parent like this. This M's I don't need. Okay. The text I will type as a hint, and the hint should be type metric number. Metric number is the unique number of student. Okay, here maybe you see it is too much to the sides. We can actually add some padding if we want here at the top level. Padding, let's suppose 16 dp. So yeah, now if you see here from the sides, from it is so nice now. Okay, next one, metric number, name, and faculty. Let's suppose we can do like this. Mm, you can actually define as many as you want. Okay, but just for testing purpose I will go until this point. Okay, so this one should be the et edit text, but name. Okay, this one I will delete it because maybe some name more than 10 m's. So the hint should be you can type name or just maybe type name, and again the rep content I will change to field parent. Okay, and next one I want, let's suppose faculty or program or address or mobile number. It's up to you, whatever you want. Okay, so here I will change this again to et edit text, and this one I will give faculty. Uh, you can give any name. Rep content I will change to field parent again, and here 10 m's no need again. And text I will change to hint, and I will type here again, type uh, your faculty name. Uh, yes, okay. Looks like this. I think should not be a problem. Okay, next one. Oh, this one we didn't. Oh, this one we only connected. You see, we are getting here the underline the because it shows that the constraints haven't fixed yet. So I forgot to do this. So let's select one by one. Select this. You can simply click this horizontally in parent. So this one done. You see the line gone. Now in this case, you see we have this one. Again, select this and this one line gone. So in this way, actually it depends on your problem that you are solving, but For test purpose, I will just use these three values, and after that a button. Okay, so a button to save the values or save to database, whatever name you want to give. So this one also I will use horizontally in parent, and here the button I will change the ID to BT and how let's suppose save. You can actually give any name whatever you want. Again, I like this to fill parent, and the text I will give save to or save values, maybe whatever name you want to give. Okay, so this one, maybe the text size we can increase a bit, 20 sp, like this. Okay, now these are the values that we will save it. Yeah, the second portion, that one, or how to read back, we will do that one later. Let's check this one first. Okay, now let's go back to main activity.kt. So we have already done the binding, so we can access now all the values here. For example, if I type binding, so binding dot, so you see the button, the all the text boxes, we have access to them now. So btn save dot set on click listener. Okay, in this click listener, we will do the coding. So I think I should put this one about this. Yeah, let's just do about this. And this one I will comment at the moment. Okay, I want to access all the values that the user type in these fields. So how to access? Actually, let's create variables var, or maybe you can use val also. So the first one is a metric number. I will just type MNO metric number equal to what? Binding dot uh, et metric number dot text dot to string. So we got this one. Okay, if you want to save time, just click your cursor at the end and then press Control D. You will get the line. The line will be duplicated for you. Okay, so this one should be name. Okay, name, and this one should be et name dot text dot to string. Oh, not the point. You see, if you wanted this metric number to be integer, actually you can again change to int. Okay, if you need it, you see, you can change again to integer like this. Okay, next one, if you want duplicate again, just do this one. So this faculty and et faculty, sorry, let me just do it. Faculty, yeah, you see we got it, dot text dot to string. So you see we got all the values that the user will type in these three fields. Okay, after that, you see now we have three values, and if you see here, the set value function need only one value for the key. So for the key, actually we can use the metric number, but here in the key, in the value, what we can do, meaning to say we need to put the two values together into one value. So the best practice is that we should create a data class. Okay, a data class, that in the data class is such a class that later on we can create object of that, and using the constructor, constructor of that class, and pass all these values. So all these values will be the properties of that object. So we will send only one object here as a parameter, and all the values will be stored there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do like that. So to create a data class, we can do like this. Go to your project, and on your app folder, right click and go to new, and here you will see Kotlin class or file. So here you can give any name. So the name, the point is that we are storing data about student, so the class name should be student, and mostly class names are start from capital word. This is why I type the S capital and then press enter. So you see we got a class here. So here actually we can create a class with you can change this class to data class. Okay, for example, I will type data, and here this should be only one constructor. Okay, and here we can type um, what we need? We need a metric number, we need the name, and we need the faculty. But if you see the metric number, actually we need as a, if we want to use as a key the metric number, then we should only use name and faculty name. It's up to you. If you have more than this data, you can actually do it. Okay, so I will type var name. This is what? This is string. Okay. Uh, and this may be null also. And yeah, the question mark means that it may be null. And at this moment, I will just type as a null. Okay. So the first value is this one. The next value is again var. Okay. And faculty. And this is also a string. The data type will be separated by colon. Okay. String. Okay, and the question mark means that it may be null. Okay, so again at this point it will be null. Okay, so you see we created uh, a class, and this any object of this class will have these two properties. Okay, so now we can actually create an object of this class here in this main activity, and we can pass these values, the name and faculty. So here if I create, you see var, let's suppose student is the name of the object. I started with lowercase s. Okay, so student equal to student. You see this one, and here this is the constructor of student class. And if you see here, we are getting the option name. So the name should be what? You see the name. We can pass this name that we have already created here. This one. You see this name we can pass as an argument. So name, and next one is a the faculty. So the faculty. So done. You see now we store these two values in one object, which is this one. Now we can actually use this coding here. Okay, here that db that child, here the child, I will use the metric number as a key, and the name and the faculty as a value. So here I will type metric number. Okay, but you see we got underline it because the key must be a string value. You see type mismatch, it requires a string. Okay, so what I can do, just type to string. Okay, so now in this case we can actually save all the values to the real-time database in this way. So let's run. Yeah, we have the values, you see, like this. Metric number, uh, let's suppose 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Name is any name. Who? My student, let's suppose Brian. And faculty is FSKPM. Okay. So you see the metric number will become the child, means the key, and the rest two values will become uh, oh, one more thing. Okay, let's do this, try this, and after that I want to a bit improve the coding. Yeah, because you see we don't have any message that what happened. So we can actually improve. Maybe someone didn't type properly, and the user didn't see anything that the value saved or not, meaning to say there is no toast or no notification. But let's check the value, that the values are stored or not. So here we can see uh, let's refresh. Any other student? Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. You see, the point is that I created the object, but I didn't pass. I again send the same value. Sorry for that. So here we will pass now the student. Okay. So now let's run again. I was a bit surprised. This time I will, let's suppose, give a unique value 1000, let's suppose. And here is any name, any other name. Let's suppose Wang, my another student, and faculty FSKPM. Okay, now save the values. Let's check. Yeah, you see 1000 is there, and if you expand it, you see the faculty and Awang is there. If you want to, actually you can, you see you can modify the values here also. Okay, if you want, you can change. If you want, you can even delete. Okay, let's try quickly one more value. You see here, for next value, this field should be clear. So we can do that one also. But let's see, next key should be, let's suppose 2000, and any other student, let's suppose Alif, my another student, and then let's check again here. 2000 is this one, and you see Aleph and the faculty is there. So it means we can successfully store values in the database, but not the point. The best practice is the key and the value pair. Okay, now let's come and improve a bit the coding in this sense, that here actually we should apply some notification if the process successfully done. So we can actually add successful listener, incomplete listener. You see this one we can add. So once we add, it means, for example, we can check also that if this parameter it has all the information. So if this it is successful, then you can display a toast or any notifier or any dialog box. So at this moment, I will just create a toast. Okay. So toast dot make text this comma record successfully inserted. You can type any message that you want, but should be a clear message. And now the duration of the toast should be toast dot length long and then dot show. Okay. You can actually create on the basis of error also, that if error occur, then what should be done. Okay, if you want, you can add that listener also, dot add failure listener. Okay, this one. So this one also you can, in this case, maybe you just copy this, okay, and change a record could not insert it. Let's suppose like this, could not, like this, could not insert it. Okay, so one this way. After that, we can actually do like this, that if this happens successfully, maybe at the same time, we can actually clear the fields if we want to clear. For example, binding. So if you are accessing any of the field using the binding dot metric number dot, I think, let's check. I think clear is, it is any clear, no, and the set text at text, and maybe you can just type like this. Okay, again control D and et name is this, and again you can duplicate like this, and et faculty should be like this. So you see, once the value successfully enter, so you can clear up all the fields. And another point, if you want that the cursor should automatically come to the first one, you can do like this also, binding dot et metric name is the first one, so et dot request focus. Yeah, so then the cursor will automatically come to the first one. So let's try now. Is it working? Okay, so let's suppose another one. I will use a key 3000 and the name who. Uh, let's suppose CT, any general name, and faculty FSKPM. So if I click save, I didn't see the toast, or maybe it was down at the time. Yeah, maybe it will be somewhere here. I couldn't see, but you see the values are, the fields are clear now, and the cursor is already at the first one. Okay, and let's check that CT is already there. look for the key is 3000, and here is CT. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah. So, and actually it is very in real time. For example, if I open side by side values that you see from here, you can insert any other one like 4000. Um, mm, let's suppose me again, and FSKPM, and store, and here look for 4000 key. This one is the 4000 key. Let me open like this 4000, expand it, and me and FSKPM. Okay, so in this way, if you want more fields, actually you just expand the student class, just continue add here more field, and when you are creating the object here as a student, just pass that much values that you created there, and then like this. So hopefully is clear and you learn something. Let me know. Hello guys, everyone. Is okay? You are with me, huh? Sorry. Yeah, email can. Email can, mobile number can, every value, whatever you want. You just type there in the class. For example, let's go ahead and quickly update. So here I want to add email also. Okay, so just add another one. Email. Okay, email. Sorry, email. So you see the email. What type it should be? It should be a string because sometimes people use different combination, so it should be also a string. Okay, and it may be null also, so then I will just type null. Okay, not the point, the last property don't have comma, the rest all have comma. This comma, you see this comma, the last one don't have. So now come back to here. So you see here again we need a field for mobile number also. Okay, so this one I need to disconnect from the top. So let's go to the properties. I want to disconnect, you see the first one, because I want it to bring down. Okay, and here I will add one another field for for email. So email is mostly under this text. If you expand this a bit here like this, you see, you will see here the email field. Okay, let me drag this one here, and I will connect this to this one connected um, horizontally in parent. Let's change some of its properties here from the coding. This one you see. So this one I want et email. Okay, it should be also field parent, no 10 M's. The input type should be email. Yeah. If you want to add a hint, you can type a hint, uh, type email. Yes. Okay. Now after that, I want to connect back this one to this. So done. Hopefully no issue. Yeah, no issue. Okay, let's go back to this coding, and here we should get one more field also here. Uh, var email equal to binding dot. You see, we have the email. Oh, I have typed wrongly. Yeah, I haven't typed the L. I think if you want to fix it, you can fix like this. Go back and here, but you see now it is connected at several places. Don't just simply edit. Okay, you, to very systematically edit, it is called a refactor. So just press shift F6, shift F6, you will get this one. And now you can add the L and click refactor. Refactor means actually it will change everywhere where this email has been used. You know, it is used in the constraints, it may be used somewhere else, so everywhere it will be systematically changed. Let's come here. You see now it is all changed already, because now you see it is email now. So email dot text dot to string. We got this, and when we create the student, you see here actually we need to pass one more. You see we got the email option already, so the email we will pass here. So that's all. You see now we already passed the student here. Just only if you want to clear this one also. So then binding dot et email dot set text equal to just like this space. Okay, let's try now. What's your metric number? 69872, right? And name? Husna. Oh, you are the Husna. Very good. You are always responding to me. Ah, good student. Okay, so faculty is FSKPM, and email I will just type Husna at, it's a fake email. Okay, you should. Okay, husna@gmail.com, and then just click you see the record successfully inserted. And let's go back and check here. You see your metric number is here, and then your email address is there, faculty is there, and your name is there. So in this way, actually, you can package as many values as you want in the class and in the object, and just pass the object as a value. But not the point. This is very important, that create key and value. Like that, the key is this one. If you see here, the child, the object that we created of the real-time database. This is real-time database object. If you go here, we have created stop. We have created here. You see Firebase database, and it get the instance. Okay, and we have already connected to real-time database, and the connection has been done. So the coding already know that this will connect it to which database. So just database.child, and here you can pass any string value that you want. Okay, sometime maybe the coding is not about student, and maybe you want some very unique ID, like a random number that you want to generate. Okay, at that time you can create like this also. I'm just showing you one idea. Okay, so at that time you can create, for example, let's suppose var, and maybe ID, just a general ID equal to. So at that case you can create a database dot push dot key. Okay, and again this key, maybe if it is null, then you can just type double exclamation mark, and then later on you see you can put this key, this ID, as a uh, key value here, for example, like this. Okay, so in this case, I'm just telling you that maybe if you are not storing student information, you are storing some comments or such information which is linked to one general key, and maybe you want that the key should be generated by the system. Okay, so in that case, you see now if I run, then yeah, here I will type the metric number, but actually this metric number I didn't use anymore. Okay, so maybe if I just leave it, then I can type. I think I should just type something maybe to save from error, but it will be not used because we generated another ID. Okay, so here what name I should type? What's your name? Oh my God. Can you spell? Durga. Oh, Durga. Okay, so FSKPM, and email Durga, again a fake email, at gmail.com. Okay, so save. You see it is record successfully inserted, and let's check here now. You can see the ID. Yeah, you see a very random ID, a very unique ID, and it will be every time you insert a value, system will generate ID, and it will be there. And later on, we can access this back. Okay, so how to access these values back? The next component is like this, that we successfully, yeah, we successfully uh, can store values now. But what about if we want to read back the values and store display here, meaning to say read from the database and display here on the app? Okay, So depends on your design, what type of design you want. But I just for testing purpose, I will create a text view. Okay, and when this app display, when this app build and display the first page, it will read all the values from the database, whatever we have uploaded, and then it will display here. So to display here, we can use a text view. Okay, in this text view, we can display the values here. So the constraint I will use the top one, connect to the button, sorry, the button, and then I can use it as a horizontally in parent like this. Maybe the down one, yeah, I think should be enough. Okay, now let's go back to main activity.kt. Here you see this one is the click listener. You see, if you don't want to be confused in the curly brackets, then you click here in this curly bracket. You see the pair of this will be highlighted. If you go back, you see this is the end of this one. So sorry, here outside this, meaning to say we are not using the click listener of the button. Okay, so until this point the coding is in the save button click listener. So outside here we can, outside here but not outside the uncreate function, meaning to say we are still inside the uncreate function. Okay, so here we will create one variable that help us to read the values back from the database. So let's create var. You can give any name, like for example get data. This coding I have already shared with you uh, in the alib. Okay, so this will be object. Okay, object, and this object will be of type value event listener. Okay, and here oh sorry, not this one, value event listener, but yeah, now is okay. Now you see we got underline on this object. What does it mean? It means actually this value event listener has member functions that we should must override when we are using it. So when you click on this one, and here you see implement members. When you click this one, select both of them, you press in control and then click OK. So we got these two functions. You see override and data change, meaning to say whenever there is a data change in the database, okay, it will get the change quickly. So in real time, this is why it is called a real time database. Okay, so this one we can modify, and this one we no need at this moment. Okay, so here inside this function and data change function, and all the informations are actually in this parameter. You can rename this parameter if you want. Okay, but I think no need. Okay, so let's create one string builder object. String builder object is like this, that we it can help us to generate a string. Okay, so string builder, so sb equal to string builder. Okay, so this will be the constructor of string builder. We got an object of that, and now we need to use a for loop. Okay, for why for loop? Because if you go to this data, you see the key and the value, and then the next key and the value, and then the next key and the value. So we don't know how many key and values are there. So for this purpose, we need a loop to go through all the key and value pair, and this information of the key value pair are actually inside this parameter already. So here we will use a for loop. Okay, for loop I in this. Okay, the information is here in this already. Okay, but this contains all the information about the whole project. So we want to go one by one, one child and then another child and then another child. Each key value pair is called child actually. Okay, so then we want to go through all the children. So then type dot and then children. So for each children we want to go like this, and then inside the body of the for loop we want to access everyone. Okay, so now we want to access each key and value. So we need to actually read back and then store somewhere. So for the storing purpose, again, we want to create some variable. For example, var. So how many values we need? We have, for example, the key. Okay, the key, the name. Yeah, let's suppose do like this. That a student name we have. So this one should be in the I. You see, the I will read this. I will get the first child. Okay, the first child. I dot child. Okay, yeah, but which child you want, which property of the child you want to access. Okay, so we want to you see the property we already know here. If you remember, you see here when we were creating a child, we pass the student and we know that the student has a name, faculty and email property. So this one we will pass here as a string, that we want to access the name of the child, and this name, the value of the name should be read, get value of this. Okay, so the value of this will be read back and will be stored for us in this variable. So in the same way, var next one was faculty. So I just want, I'm putting s because I want to differentiate from these values. You see, the name, faculty, email. If you want to use actually the same variable name also, you can use, because we are outside that scope. Okay, that was inside the click listener of the button. We are outside that scope. You can still use, but if you want to separate, you can separate. Okay, faculty, student faculty equal to I dot child. Okay, and here I will pass the faculty. Then note the point that it must be the same spelling. Okay, like this one. So all lowercase faculty, and this one dot get value. Okay, next var s email, sorry, s email equal to I dot child, and we have the email, and then dot get value. In this case, you see, we access the name, we access the faculty, we access the um, email, and we can access the key like this. Yeah, we can directly. So now let's, you see, we got all these values, and now let's put, these are all string values. Let's put this in this string builder object, because this is an object which can help us to build a string. So string builder s.sb dot append. Okay, so we can append the string that we want. Okay, so what string we want? The first one we want, okay, this string will be in quote. You see that many parameter we can append, but the note the point, in Kotlin, in double quotation, if you want to use variable inside double quotation, then you need to use dollar sign and then curly brackets. Okay, inside these curly brackets you can use any variable that you want. So I want to access the key, actually I dot key. Okay, I dot key. So this will be the key that we have stored for this for the first child, the key. And after this curly bracket, but inside the double quotation, we need to provide another one. Which one? You see this. Okay, but this is a variable. So to use inside a double quotation, you need a dollar sign again, and then s name. Okay, and then a space. So you see it will be like the metric number, space name, space faculty. So actually it's up to you. If you want to use a space, if you want to use new line, then new line you can create by \n. Okay, but I want to use all the metric number, name, email, faculty in one line, then new line, the next student will be in the next line, like this. Okay, so space, and then again dollar sign, faculty, um, faculty, this one. Okay, again space, not the point, no comma. Okay, because it is just one parameter. Space, and again dollar sign, email, s email, this one. Okay, this done. Now after this I want a new line, so \n, so it will create a new line. Okay, so this will be done. The string is generated. Okay, and it will go to one child, the string will be generated, and all these will be put in this string builder object. Next child, the key and the value will be appended to this. Next one, meaning to say a very huge string will be generated for us if the data is too much there. Then after that, the string that we generated, actually we need to assign this string as a text value to our text view. You remember we have one text view here. Okay, so we can assign this text now to this text view. If we go to this, what is its ID? Okay, I didn't change its ID, everything is the same, so I will just use the same ID. Okay, text view. Okay, now let's go back here. Again, binding, because we are using the binding techniques. So binding dot, you see we have text view now. So text view dot set text, the text that we generated here, that's the string builder. Okay, SB. So this will be assigned as a text. Okay, but until now, again, it is not done yet unless we create another two functions, meaning to say that the event listener that we have created, we will register this to, meaning to say, you see, we just created an value event listener, but this value event listener is related to what? What database? What? Because maybe we have many databases in one app, like authentication, file storage, real time. So this event listener that we created, this is related to who? So then we need to register this. So if you remember that the database object we have created, database, sorry, data. Oh, I think I should go outside. You see, this is the curly brace of this event listener. So out of this, you know, not the point. You see, out of this curly brace, we should type here. Okay. So here, database. Yeah, you see here is accessible now. Database dot add value event listener. Okay. Add value event listener. And what was the value event listener? If you see here, this get data. You see this get data function object. This one we will add get data. So again, database dot add listener for single value. Add listener for single value event, and again pass the same get data. So this event listener that we created, this is now registered to this database. So any change in this database, it will read the value for us, and will this process will go through. The string will be generated from the values, and then it will be assigned to this. So let's test. Yeah, can you see? All the values are there. All the values that we said. So if you want that the text is too small, actually you can change its uh, text size here in this design phase. Here you can change if you want, like text size. So you see all the values are there on the basis of the key value. So we can display here actually. You see it is in real time. If you go to, let me put this side by side. Let's suppose if I want to change Durga faculty from FSKPM to which one? To, let's suppose, to FEB. Okay, so you see, look at the real time. Any change in the database, it will automatically in real time update it here. So if I just press enter, you see here Durga FEB change already. Okay, if you want to add anything here, for example, any new one, this time I haven't used the metric number, but I will just type any other student. Let's suppose other student faculty is which one? Let's suppose engineering. Okay, and email is student at gmail.com. Okay, now you see the real time here observe the change, and then again here observe the change. Let me bring down this. You see, now if I click the save value, it will automatically go to the database also, and in a real time it will come back, because it is a automatic event listener. It will automatically come back to display here in the list view also. So let's try. You see it's added here. Okay, you see all the students there, and the same are already here engineering, and you see the ID is now system generated ID. So if you want to use the same back the same metric number, then you can go and back change here. For example, where was it? Go to this, and we didn't use the ID. Yeah, this one. You see, if you want to modify this, make it command and put back again the metric number as a ID. So I hope you learn. Hello, online group and offline group. Anyone?